We're back, joined now by Brian Talley. He's the author of a book called I Didn't Choose This Job, It Chose Me. Brian, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me once again, Don.
Well, now, of course, you're also a former U.S. Marine Corps Sergeant. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Tell us about your book.
The book is about essentially me drafting some veteran legislation that overturned a 74-year VA legal loophole that destroyed the lives of veterans and their families for generations after they had suffered mightily by medical negligence and medical malpractice that that has been taking part in the VA hospitals across the country. What the Tally Bill did is it completely wiped away the loophole. Once the injured falls victim to medical malpractice, the VA needs to come clean with them to give the veteran the employment status of the said clinician that committed the malpractice and or negligence.
Well, you summed that up pretty nicely in about 30, 45 seconds, but it was about a 2.5, 3-year journey, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. We had, by the grace of God, I drafted one bill, and one bill became two bills, and two bills became three bills, and then my fourth bill was introduced. I had four bills that spanned two Congresses, to even include a Senate bill. And on January 5th of 2021, one of the last actions of President Trump, he signed the Tally Bill into law, closing this legal loophole, again, that has destroyed the lives of veterans and their families for far too long. It was time to put an end to this madness.
Well, you were a victim of this yourself, weren't you?
Correct. Yeah, that's what gave me the motivation to do this against all odds. Didn't have a member of Congress. Congressman Duncan Hunter was relieved of his duties and stripped of his committees after he was indicted of some serious matters of his own. And essentially, that's what led me to become my own member of Congress. It just didn't come with a paycheck, but I put in all the work, 11,000 hours of blood, sweat, tears, and pure strength through determination between me and thousands of great volunteers that I've built across the country over the last 3.5 years.
Well, you're an inspiration to many people. I mean, there was a point in time where you weren't sure if you were going to be able to walk again, right?
Yeah, there was a point in time I didn't even know I would be living. I had a bone-eating staph infection that aggressively ate my spine and internal organs for 4 months. And every infectious disease doctor that I've ever spoken to says that it's a miracle that I'm even alive. And it's even a greater miracle that I'm alive, having spent this for 4 years. They said I should have died after 2 weeks when sepsis should have set in, and I would have been just another tragic, number to the amount of folks that actually die annually to medical malpractice. There are a lot of victims out there, and there's nothing worse than losing your livelihood and everything you've worked so hard for due to no fault of your own. So again, I needed to step up, take action, deliver a solution to an egregious problem. And again, through perseverance and resilience and having a great team behind me, we were successful in achieving that mission.
Speaking of great teams, you really leaned heavily on your family too, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. My 4 kids, my wife, friends. I've got a great family. They're the ones that, keep this all in motion. Lots of love and lots of prayer. Just having a family through all this is, what really helped keep me grounded, especially all the hours that I put into this. I mean, it had become my obsession. My life goal was to change this law because I knew how bad it hurt my family. And I could only imagine how the other families and veterans felt before me. And the whole objective here was to ensure that nobody would ever have to go through this ever again. And, and I'm thankful that we got that job done.
Of course, you've launched a speaking tour. How are people reacting to what you did?
I mean, I've spoken with several members of Congress here in Texas. They've all taken well to it. I've met with a few county sheriffs. I spoke at an event a couple of weeks ago, got a standing ovation. I've gotten about 3 to 4 speaking engagements underneath my belt now. And my mission in life now, I think my newfound purpose is to get up and speak about my story. And putting myself out there, my vulnerabilities, the problems that I had, the problems that I still go through today, and the challenges that I have, and put a human element behind everything that my family and I have endured to help others, and to help inspire others. To go out and you can accomplish anything that you want in life as long as you have the drive and the tenacious efforts with honor behind this. I did all this the hard way. 11,000 plus hours, over 5,000 emails, 4 trips to DC, drafting my own bills, and having the patience to wait out this bureaucratic cycle of endless news and try to remain in front of the people who are ultimately the decision makers in what bills pass and what bills don't pass. And to be successful in the most divided Congress in the history of our country speaks volumes right there, that I was able to bring people together, have a seat at the table, and agree on a solution to a very egregious and systemic problem.
Did any Congress people vote against the bill?
I don't believe anybody was not in favor of the bill. The bill was a very popular bill just because of the amount of good that it did. However, the VA opposed it. They opposed it because of what it saves the VA every year. It helps the VA maintain low malpractice numbers, because if they place it on the backs of these unidentified independent contractors, their medical malpractice numbers go way down. So it's a way for them, it's a manufactured way for them to synthetically water down the numbers that they report every year to the President of the United States and the DOD, as well as the other chains of command and all that stuff that the VA gets their their funding from. But yeah, all the members of Congress, it was something that I didn't hear anything bad about, because if you're a human and claim to represent your country as a sitting member of Congress, and you were to pose something like this, that just wouldn't make any sense. And that it definitely wouldn't be good for that member of Congress to be known for a guy that voted down a bill that would essentially give the veteran full transparency of who saw this veteran and who ultimately hurt this veteran. So it's all rightful information. And it's been criminal that it's taken this long to get this job done.
The book is titled "I Didn't Choose This Job, It Chose Me." Great title of the book. It's available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and such places.
Yes, sir. It's available anywhere books are sold. It's right here. I didn't choose this job. It chose me. It was a calling. When I was being called, I was in a dark place. I was just suffering from years of pain, physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain. And one day I just gave it all to God. I had a calling. I answered that call of service, and I saw it all the way through. Thank God.
Congratulations on the book being published, Brian Talley. Thanks so much for joining us on the program. You're an inspiration to many.
Thank you so much, Don. I appreciate what you do, sir.